When you think of a Roblox Arsenal game mode, you may think of Legacy Competitive or Standard, which have normal-ish guns. But what if I tell you there are game modes that you have no idea about? But first, we have to figure out what Arsenal game modes truly are. See, Arsenal's a shooter that is almost entirely based off Counter-Strike's arms race, which, if you don't know, is practically just a gun game. So every kill you get is a new weapon. And Arsenal game modes either change the game fully like Clown Infection, or they will just give you new weapons. And unfortunately, some of these game modes just get fully forgotten, like the game mode Wild West. This came out in the 2.1 update, which was all the way back in December 2018, and unlike the game modes I mentioned earlier, this one only had 6 weapons, and they go as the DB shotgun, dual volcanics, Henry rifle, lever shotgun, peacemaker, and the Spencer carbine. Although it only had 6 weapons, this game mode represents the whole Wild West theme perfectly, and although forgotten by many, when it was out, it was definitely one that was voted for. Sadly, it did get removed with the summer update, but is still available in private servers. But if you want it back in the main game, make sure to like this video. Oh wait, you already knew that one? Okay, well, I know you can't remember this next one. Kill confirmed. This is kill confirmed. Bro, I can barely remember this. I feel like kind of have a faint memory of it though. So it works by, normally you have the guns and every kill you get, it gives you a new weapon. But when you kill, it drops these stars. And you can see at the top that it has not given me any point until you grab it. And it will give you a star. Enemies can also grab the star, which denies you from getting it, but grabbing your own team star gets you 2 points, while if you kill and grab that, it only gets you 1. The main reason this game mode is forgotten is the fact that it was only out for around half a year, coming in February of 2019 and leaving in October of the same year. This game mode also only lasted 3 minutes, meaning that it was one of the shortest game modes that you could play at the time,
even though it was one of the best.
Overall, this game mode was almost fully forgotten, but maybe not as forgotten as the next game mode. See, our next game mode is one that I'm almost certain you have never played. Like, it is not even in the game anymore. The game mode I'm talking about is all weapons. It came out on the 16th of May in 2020 and included every weapon in the pool, and the most kills in a 6-minute timer would win. It was out for so little time that it didn't even have a proper icon for it, using the Clown Infection as a placeholder. And you may be wondering, how long was it out to not even have a proper icon? Well, the answer to that is 3 days. Yes, 3 days for a whole game mode, and the surprising thing is that a game mode is actually been out for less time than that, which I'll get into later. The reason that it got removed was never really known, and if I had to guess, it's the fact that the randomizer game mode just did the game mode better. The only difference is in all weapons, everyone has the same gun, and even though this game mode may be forgotten and not even available in private servers, we can still experience it through other game modes. So it's not the end of the I wish that we could still play it to this day in like private servers or something with them updating the guns, but it just looks like that's never gonna happen. So rest in peace this game mode. But our next one is one that's a little more fun, and that is Snowball Fight. It came out during peak Arsenal, it was Christmas themed, and the only items that you would get during this were snowballs. This game mode was locked to 2 teams and as well had a timer of 3 minutes. Instead of snowballs doing 45 damage, they one-shotted everything, doing a record of 1,336 damage. This game mode was out for around a month during Christmas and would count the team's full kills instead of just individual. This game mode was featured during the winter update, which also released calling cards and victory themes. So fortunately, Snowball Fight can still be accessed through private servers, so you can still experience it here. So we can see how much snowballs do. So we have a snowball. Got the brother here. Bang, 1,337. As you can see at the top, it lasts like 3 minutes, and every time you get a kill, it counts the thing up there. Now I look at it, this game mode could be like good for trick shotting. Oh, I do hope to see this game mode come back during the Christmas times because it is really fun. So maybe in Arsenal 2 or even this Christmas, if it's not out by then, we can maybe get this game mode again. Game mode number 5 is one that you may actually remember pretty well because not only is it based on another game, but that game is based on another game, and that game mode is Counter Blox. Like the other game modes, this one also came out early in Arsenal's lifespan, coming in the end of 2018. It had 22 guns and a majority were models from the game Counter Blox. With Arsenal as well being based on Counter-Strike's arms race, you could have guessed this game mode would be here, and it was one of the best in my opinion since the guns were just really good. I could glaze this game mode forever, and I am sad that it's gone, but if I care that much, I would just play Counter-Strike. Surprisingly, it was actually kind of hard to find gameplay since nobody really recorded it. There was no speedruns, and there was only one video on YouTube that I could find of it, and it was a low quality one.
Nice.
Bruh.
And you can see here that all the weapons are from Counter Blox, aka Counter-Strike, and I think it's cool to have a variation of something that you find cool, and in this case, it's the weapons that came from the other game. This game mode did get removed with the summer update, which was probably one of Arsenal's best updates they have ever done, so it was a fair trade, I guess. But remember how I was talking about a game mode that had been out for less than 3 days? Yeah, well, I think it's time to talk about that. But first, I'm gonna ask you to subscribe. I'm not gonna take up too much time, but all I want to say is I really appreciate the growth recently, and I really want to thank you guys. But enough of the yap, it's time for the juicy part. So everyone knows Shotgun Only was a game mode that was out for a while, but what if I told you there is a variation of that game mode that has no footage ever recorded? I'm talking about Pump Action Power. This one is totally different from the rest in the way that it came out in 2023, and the part of there being no footage, yeah, I literally can't get any, because not only the fact that it's removed, and no one has ever recorded public server footage, but it's also gone from private servers, meaning that we may never know how fun it truly was. Some of you may be wondering, how is it possible that there is not a recording, or at least no recording that I can find? And the answer to that is that it was only out for around 2 hours. And 2 hours seems like a lot of time. I feel like somebody should be able to clip it in that time, but I literally can't find anything. So here we are back in the private server, and as you can tell, we're in a custom game mode, and that's because I recreated the game mode with all the weapons, just not the actual game mode. And just like the name implies, they're all pump action, so you shoot it, then you have to, so we're gonna go over all the weapons here. So first we have the Calico. I don't know how to say it, I'm not gonna lie, I probably butchered it. Then we have the good old Mag 7. Now we have the Mossberg 500, but just like all of them, you can see when you shoot it, it's a pump action. And now we generally have the pump shotgun. This one's kind of unexpected, but you have the R800 in here, but I guess it does make sense. It is pump action. Bang. This one doesn't make sense though. I don't know why we have the Spaz 12. Is it the fact that when you reload it, you have to cock it? It's like, bro, this doesn't seem like a pump action. Oh, the trench gun. Dude, this gun is so broken. Look at how far you can one tap. I would have rather had this over the actual Shotguns Only game mode, but in the end of the day, Valve came out and said that it was only for experimental purposes. After the 2 hours that this game mode was done with, I'm not sure if anyone really cared, to be quite frank. And this reason alone is enough for this game mode to be considered forgotten. And for our last game mode, this one is actually up for the rarest game mode because it was never truly out. See, Bows Only was a game mode that was in private servers, and like the title implies, it only uses bows. This game mode was created only for John Roblox and was removed 1 day after it was added. Apparently, after it was removed, it got fully terminated from the game's code and was never to be seen again. With it coming out in 2020, the only bows that it had were the audible crossbow and the normal bow. And like I said earlier, it never came out to the public, unless you had a private server in that 1 day that it was out. Fortunately, Wiki and Band Nights actually both have videos on this game mode when it was released to the private servers, and that is what you're seeing in the background. I personally don't like bows in this game, so if there was an option and people voted that over Legacy Competitive, I think I would probably lose my mind, but I'm kind of glad it got removed. I'm not sure if John Roblox ever actually played this game mode since it was almost entirely made for him, or maybe there was a deleted video of him playing it or something of the sort, but I guess we'll just never get to know that information. The information we do get to know is the fact that I just want to thank you for watching this full video, and I really appreciate every single one that does stick around to the end. And if you would like, you can check out these videos and comment what you want to see next.